First of all, welcome. Thanks for coming. For those new people, the usual format is we have a couple of different speakers talk on a topic which they usually have expertise in, and then we usually start with it's called young leaders or kind of future leaders. And tonight we've got two terrific speakers from SunSwift, so UNSW. They have a solar car program, and I'm not going to say too much because I know very little about that topic, but you're also going to speak much more. So thank you first of all for coming along. We're then got a second speaker on a slightly different twist this evening. Adam, there he is. Adam's going to be talking about kind of smart buildings, energy management systems, and how they are doing some trials over in the United States about how to incorporate renewable technologies, in particular solar power, into some of their buildings and building design. So we won't, this will be refreshments afterwards. It takes around 45 to 60 minutes in total. And then feel free to network and things like that afterwards. So without further ado, I'll leave it to the UNSW guys. Thanks.
Yeah, so we're from the University of New South Wales Solar Racing Car Team SunSwift. So today we'll be sharing with you a bit about our team and also our experiences and endeavours. So I'm Winky. I am a fifth-year renewable energy student. I am the Chief Operations Manager for the team, so I'm in charge of organising all the events and the admin of the team. And before that, I was on the mechanical team, and I helped design and assemble our battery blocks to contain our batteries.
My name is Daniel. I'm in my fifth year of Photovoltaics Engineering at UNSW. On SunSwift, I was the Photovoltaics team head, which helped in the design and implementation of our solar array. I was the logistics officer for the World Solar Challenge and also our land speed record attempts. And also I'm on the media team, so photography and videography. So what is SunSwift and what do we do? So SunSwift is a 20-year ongoing project at the University of New South Wales. It's a student-led team around just a bunch of undergraduate engineers, and we build and race solar cars in the World Solar Challenge. So the team was founded in 1996 by a man named Byron Kennedy, and after purchasing our first solar car from the Aurora Foundation down in Melbourne, we raced in our first World Solar Challenge. SunSwift 2 was one of the first cars that we actually built and designed at the university, and it actually implemented in their solar array the UNSW technology, which for some of you guys may know, held the world record for silicon technology for 15 years, and that was at 25% efficiency. SunSwift 3 was actually one of our biggest cars. It had a solar array of around 11.5 square meters, and it also broke the transcontinental record from Perth to Sydney, which was around 5.5 days. SunSwift Ivy, which is our fourth car, has the Guinness World Record for the world's fastest solar car. That was at 88.7 kilometers per hour, but I believe the Japanese team broke it last year. So. We also raced it in the 2011 World Solar Challenge, and we came first in the production challenger class. SunSwift E, which is our current car, Winky will be talking to you about it shortly. And in the past few months, we've been working on designing and modeling for our next car from the next World Solar Challenge next year.
So during our 20 years of SunSwift, we have over 360 members, so this includes both alumni as well as distinguished members such as Martin Green and Stuart Blenheim. Currently we have around 60 undergraduate students, and they're all from a different engineering background, from mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, mechatronics, renewable energy, photovoltaics, and computer science. We also have a few students from the business schools in our business team, as well as some industrial designers who will be helping us with the aesthetics of the car and some part component designs. So we build our car for the World Solar Challenge that occurs every 2 years. It is a challenge from Darwin to Adelaide, which spans around 3,000 kilometers over 5 to 6 days. So there are two main two main classes of solar vehicles in the challenge. The Challenger class, which is the one that we've been in previous to E. They have a predominant focus on speed and endurance. They have a one-seat So that's usually the driver, and they usually build the spaceship looking sort of cars. The cruiser class is where we entered in 2013 and 2015 with E. They have a higher focus on practicality, so they look more like the typical cars we can see on the road. And the adventure class is the cars that won't fall into either the challenger class or the cruiser class. So in the 2013 challenge, we were first to cross the line. So we were the first person to actually complete the whole entire race in terms of speed. But we were third overall after taking into consideration the practicality side. Last year in the 2015 race, we were third to cross the line, but came fourth overall. This is because during the race, the Dutch, the Germans, and the Japanese were carrying more passengers during the race. So Eve has a theoretical top speed of 140 kilometers per hour, but we have actually reached 132 on the roads. When we're just relying on just the solar array, we can go at a continuous speed of 65 kilometers per hour, but what happens if there's no sun? So we do have a 60 kilogram battery pack in the front. So the battery pack will contain over 1,200 battery cells. These are Panasonic cells which you can find in a Tesla or in your laptop as well. So the battery pack will have around 16 kilowatt hours of energy.
So there are two main factors that contribute to the speed of our car. Firstly, the overall weight of the car is only around 380 kilograms to 400 kilograms, so it's pretty light. But if you take out most of the heavy components, such as the suspensions, the motors, the seats, the battery itself, the carbon fiber chassis itself only weighs around 80 kilograms. Also, another main factor is the aerodynamics of the car. So underneath the car, we actually incorporate a large wind tunnel, so it actually looks like a catamaran. Combine that with the fact that we modeled the car after a McLaren, we only have a coefficient of drag of approximately 0.16, which is far lower than a normal conventional car. So on a single charging battery, we can actually drive over 500 kilometers, only on the battery alone. And if you add the solar to it, you add an extra 300 kilometers onto that. So a total of 800 kilometers on a single charge.
16 kilowatt hours. Wow, it's like 1.2 liters of petrol.
Well, we say we use the same amount of power as a full-size toaster.
Yeah.
So a bit about our solar array. The solar array that we use consists of 252 solar cells, totaling to an area of around 4 square meters. These are monocrystalline N-type IBC solar cells manufactured by SunPower, and at 23.7% efficiency, this array outputs at around 800 watts on a nice sunny day. Now I've got these SunPower cells here. So there's a few differences between SunPower cells and the conventional cells you find on rooftops. Firstly, these are N-type solar cells. So they don't, they're resistant to your LID or light-induced degradation. They're also IBC cells or interdigitated back contact cells, which means all the metal is on the rear, and you don't have the normal shading losses that you have in your conventional cells. And a third thing is they have a copper backing. So the copper backing on SunPower cells allows these cells to be more flexible, so we can actually mold them to the shape of our car. The overall stringing arrangement we have 2 strings divided directly down the center of our car. So each string can produce a voltage of around 80 volts. We pass them into our MPPT drive tech trackers, and we boost up the voltage to around 160 volts to match our battery voltage. There are advantages and disadvantages. Some advantages of having just 2 strings is that we don't require that many trackers, so we reduce the weight of our car. However, we do have around 10 to 15% in terms of mismatch losses. However, next year we'll be implementing new micro trackers on probably each module, as well as dynamic MPPT wiring, so we'll reduce these problems. And just a final bit about some information about our land speed record. So in July of 2014, we took Eve down to the Australian Automotive Research Centre. So that's a track down in Melbourne near Anglesey. And we broke an electric car record, a 26-year-old electric car record, for the fastest long-range electric car. And this was broken at 107 km per hour over 500 kilometers. And that's it. So any questions? question. So I think 6 days ago, Toyota had a press release, and so all their new Toyota Prius models now have a solar array on their roof. So it's getting there. It's out there.
You mentioned that record on that last slide that had stayed for 26 years. With all the technology change, how could solar have been so efficient back then?
So the thing is, this record wasn't actually a solar car record. It was a purely electric record. So we actually had to cover up our solar panels. So it was only on one single charge of our battery, and we just went around the circuit for 200 laps.
I mean, wouldn't a Tesla sort of do that in half the time?
Possibly. So yeah, they have a battery pack that's 7 times greater than ours,
Sure.
and their car weighs 2.2 tons.
Yeah, no, sure.
I don't think they've attempted the record. So.
Okay.
Maybe they do. Let's hope not. Yeah.
What was the chemistry of that cell?
Lithium ion. So they're your standard 18.
Oh, no, sorry, the solar cell.
Oh, the solar cells. So these are silicon. They're N-type silicon.
So you didn't think of going for some gallium thing to get a higher?
Yeah, so we built a car for the World Solar Challenge, so they actually limit us to have half the area of gallium arsenide solar cells. So they assume that gallium arsenide are double the efficiency of silicon, which they're not. So we chose that silicon was probably the better option.
So it's because of the rule that you decided not to adopt it?
And they're more expensive. So I think I've contacted a few companies. They're offering $500,000 for a few square meters.
How much more efficient are the sun power than a normal, like a regular sort of cell?
So SunPower had the world record for silicon. That was at 25% efficiency. I think they got recently broken by Trina. Oh, was it Trina? No, it was by Panasonic. Hit cells at 25.6%. But conventional ones you find on the rooftops, you can